Guys, now I'll be reading you an article on the benefits of electronic cigarettes for diabetes. Okay, for this I'll have to put the phone down, I'm afraid, so you're gonna be looking at my lovely tomatoes, I think, now. Okay guys, I'll only leave you there for a bit. Here we go. It is widely known that smoking tobacco cigarettes is obviously a health hazard, but for diabetics who smoke or people of a high risk of developing the disease, it is much worse. However, these benefits of electronic cigarettes. These are the benefits of the electronic cigarettes for diabetics. For a long time, doctors knew smoking made diabetics worse, but they were not sure which of the 4,000 chemicals in tobacco cigarettes were responsible. That is until a professor did a study that exposed human blood samples to nicotine. The professor found that nicotine raised the level of hemoglobin A1C, measure of the blood sugar control. The normal A1C level is 4.5 to 6%. Studies showed that nicotine caused levels of A1C to rise by as much as 34% in a diabetic smoker. It sounds a bit dangerous to me. Now that we know that nicotine causes problems with controlling blood sugar levels, let's look further into the risk of serious complications. Researchers have learned that diabetic people who smoke have a higher blood sugar levels and their disease is more difficult to control. Complications consist of blindness, heart attack, stroke, kidney failure and nerve damage. Some doctors even warn diabetics from using electronic cigarettes. The reason for this is it is considered nicotine delivery system by means of a mixed solution that contains nicotine, propylene glycol and vegetable glycerine and assorted flavourings. The solution is referred to as e-cig liquid. However, many do not know that this e-liquid doesn't always have nicotine. In fact, there are many electronic cigarette users who aren't addicted or don't use nicotine but still continue to use them. These type of e-cigarette users or vapors call themselves no-nic vapors, referred from an electronic cigarette user who uses the same e-liquid as other users but without nicotine. Cigarettes are not safe for anyone. However, if a person is already smoking, diabetic or not, it is possible that e-cigarettes are a little safer for them. Yes, they are still getting nicotine, that's if they consume nicotine, but they are not getting carbon monoxide nor most of the carcinogens found in cigarette smoke. While it is better not to smoke at all, if you feel that you must, e-cigarettes may be safer equivalent to cigarettes. An electronic cigarette, e-cig, is a battery-powered device that vaporizes an e-liquid solution, simulating the act of tobacco smoking. Typically, a smoker would think that the nicotine is the only addiction to a nicotine cigarette, but in reality it is a combination of addictive chemicals and actions. There are more than 4,000 chemicals in tobacco cigarettes, and very few, but very addictive and repetitive actions. These actions of smoking sensationalise are in the repetitive inhaling of smoke, holding the cigarette hand to mouth, and many more. With an e-cigarette, the user can stimulate the act of smoking, but without nicotine, and of course, the e-cigarette user will also be eliminating the other 4,000 harmful chemicals in tobacco cigarette. The user can continue to the repetitiveness of hand-to-mouth movements, the act of holding the cigarette amongst with many other said actions like inhaling and exhaling the smoke, or in this case, vapour. The great thing about the electronic cigarettes is the own ability to control when using the e-cig, or as in some like to call it vaping. The user has the ability to control the amount of power the device outputs depending on the type of electronic cigarette being smoked. In addition, the user can control the draw and resistance of an atomizer, which in truth can be increased or decrease the amount of vape being produced. With this type of control, the e-cigarette can continually maintain the level of satisfaction that they once relied on with tobacco cigarettes. The benefits of electronic cigarettes for diabetics in particular is that they can still receive the abundant satisfaction and enjoyment that they have become accustomed to, but not forced to deal with the same serious risks that come with tobacco cigarettes. Diabetics that once enjoyed the act of smoking can continue, but now with the choice of no nicotine or no nic. That is the nicotine is the thing that drives your blood sugar levels up. Okay, and that's me out now. I've got to try and edit the video and see you online soon. Dr. Sci 420 signing out. Peace.